Welcome back to another episode of the Day After Podcast.
What is up, guys? And today we have a very special Brantsteele for you guys. We have so many people from 46 that went home with an idol in their pocket that there is enough people to do a season. So this
Mhm.
is Survivor, people who I don't know what the
Yeah,
title is going to
yeah.
be, but
Survivor Idol Pockets. That's
idol
the
pockets. Yeah.
yeah.
And yep, so they have a chance to redeem themselves. There's only one idol in play really in this entire game. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's on Exile. We're playing Gabon, which I know I'm a big fan of. Joe
Mhm.
is like, the fuck is this season?
Yeah, I think it's terrible because of how bad the strategy and gameplay is, which is exactly why it's perfect for a season of people who have gotten voted out with an idol in their pocket. Which, by the way, great cast of people who have been voted out with the idol in their pockets, in my opinion. There's actually a
I
decent
agree.
amount of really good players.
I agree. I mean, like, you got Aubrey, you got Andrea, you got James. Um, you know, you got
Ozzy,
Ozzy up here
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like we're talking, you do have some big names in the
yeah,
Survivor thing. It's not just like recent players as well.
yeah. Fun
Um,
personalities too, like you got Q, Sabaya, also great for 3 episodes of 45. Um,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely a fun one. But yeah, no, this idea I've thought of it like a while ago, but there just wasn't enough females, especially to like make up the cast. But luckily 46 came in and said, "Here's a new crop
here's
of."
three.
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
three new people, which actually erased a little enough to really make this happen. So
yeah. We got 18 people right here. Before we get into it, I noticed you are wearing something, Joe.
oh yes, I just got my Survivor Vanquish T-shirt. That's right. Look at that. Won it in
Yeah,
the fans versus favorites for auction.
yeah. And that's not the only thing that this podcast is won. I won a custom Big Brother key with my org alias Neo Wayne. Yeah, so both of us we got something pretty cool out of it.
Mhm.
Um, I'm happy with my custom key. I think yeah, so right now it's just on display in my room. I'll bust
Yeah.
it out here and there. So yeah.
Nice. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. Well, are you ready to talk about the players?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off here with the first player, Andrea Belke, who gets voted out with an idol in her pocket in Kara Moen. And yeah, she's a solid player, always places pretty high. I
Yeah.
don't think she has the highest of ceilings, but she has a really high floor too. Like she's kind of she's like an A tier pick. If this was like if Survivor was like a game, she would be in like the A tier of players. I feel like there's a lot of other people who are
I agree.
better, but like if we did another season, I would probably watch her on my fantasy team because I'm assuming she's going to give me points for just being in the
Yeah,
game.
that's fair. That's fair. She has been on 3 seasons. Um, and yeah, she is someone who also holds the record for most votes against in their entire Survivor career. She also has that. It's in like 30, I think it's either 35 or 36. Um, yeah. Andrea, I think she's great. Um, I think definitely I feel Karamoan and Game Changers, we got to see more of her, a
Yeah.
better size. I feel like obviously original season being overshadowed by, the returnees. And then, but I'm glad she kind of came back and was able to kind of like find her own voice and narrative. Not saying
Yeah.
she didn't have it in her regional season, but you always feel like you're outshined by returnees
Mhm.
when they're there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, we'll see how she does. I don't believe she's won. I don't even know how what her furthest placement is on our brand steals.
I know
Um,
she's definitely been brought before, but no,
yeah,
I don't think she has a win.
yeah, and I
We would have
don't.
known.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think she's made it to the end even. I'm not sure. Okay,
Yep, this could be it though. You never know.
exactly. Okay, on to the next one.
All
Um,
right, next up, we got Aubrey Bracco. Um, Very well known. Well, a lot of people like modeling their game after her.
mhm.
I think her original season was Co Wrong, and she was in Game Changers, and she was on Exile Island, and or not Exile Island. My bad. No, is it?
It was Edge of Extinction.
Edge of Extinction. They have too many things that start with at the beginning of these. But yeah, in 3 seasons, her worst performance was in Edge of Extinction when she got eliminated, and that's the one she got eliminated with an idol in her pocket.
Yep.
Um, pre-merge, but she stuck it out. She stayed on the edge, trying to make it to the end. Didn't return, unfortunately, but you know, she is one of those contestants, especially her first 2 seasons, making it super far, deep run in the game, being a runner-up, and then making it to finale. Very strong contestant.
Yeah. Someone else who has done pretty decent on our Brantsteele. I know she's
Yeah,
made it to the ends on the season I ended up winning. But still has yet to take out a win. But I'm a fan of Aubrey. Definitely set the tone for the nerdy girl who goes out there to kick ass.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Where if you said, "Oh, Aubrey's your favorite," according to like Q, that means you're a giant threat and have to be getting rid of.
Yep.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Nah,
Okay. On to the next one. We got Eric Cardona from Survivor Samoa. The merge boots of the season. Goes out with an idol in his pockets there. Um, but he was kind of like a bit of a figurehead for some of the Galoo tribe. Like he was a big personality there, which ended up biting him also when it came to the merge because people were like, we got to get rid of this guy. And now
yeah,
his like biggest thing that people remember him for though is now being drunk at Final Tribal and giving the big speech about how Natalie should win, which ends
yeah,
which ends up happening and definitely show that he was pretty upset that Russell I think got to the end there, which I think is funny too because if you actually go back and see when no one had come to Ponderosa, he was like rooting for Russell. Like when Russell does the big move to take out Kelly, he's like super excited. And then as like the season goes on, more people come there and totally change his perception of Russell.
yeah. I mean, then that's the thing too. Sometimes it was like the reverse effect that a lot of people think, where it was like, "Oh, I'm all for this," but then everyone is telling you shit, and then it's like, "Oh yeah." Um,
uh,
I think because I think the thing is because the Galoo tribe really didn't know what Russell was capable of
yeah.
and how he was like truly running it. Like they had an idea of it, but they had no idea like how deep that evilness went.
Uh,
Um, yeah.
okay.
All right. Next up, we got our first 45 contestant, or 46, my bad. First 46 contestant. We got Hunter McKnight. I would say out of, I don't want to say, I'd say like out of the five, he was probably the one. I will say he was probably the one where it's the most shocking he doesn't play his idol because
Yeah.
he was nervous the entire time. This man, I think, had a lot of like great potential for this game, but you know, when the challenge beast stops winning challenges, that's when you have to get rid of him. And like usually the way out of that is having immunity by having an idol in your pocket. And he didn't play it. And then he went
Yeah.
home. Well, not home, but like he got eliminated, went to jury.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go into tribal council with an idol and you're not focused on tribal council with Jeff's questions and you're just asking people pretty much openly, like whispering, like, am I good? Yeah, that's probably not a good place to be going into tribal council to the point where you should just stop asking and just say I'm playing it.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, yeah, he's definitely, a good player in terms of like challenges. Pretty much carried the Nami tribe in the pre-merge. Them never going to tribal. A lot of it is because of him. He pretty much was shot calling how they should do everything in terms of challenges. Because he studied them, he makes puzzles. So whenever you have like a challenge piece like this that's also good at puzzles, like there's even more of an imperative to make sure that they're not in the end stretch of a season.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now he's here, and also I don't think the simulation is smart enough to take that into account.
No.
All right. Not saying that Brantsteele isn't smart, but it's made some questionable decisions in the past.
Yeah.
All right. Mm, oh yeah, you got next.
Okay. Next up, we got maybe the most famous person to get voted out with the idols in their pockets, the first person to be voted out with idols in their pockets, the first person to be voted out with two idols in their pockets. We got James Clemens, and huge personality of kind of like the golden era survivor during that time of 15 to 20. um and yeah, we'll see how he does. I think he does know that if he gets idols now, he should play them. I feel like he was in a similar situation almost a little bit with Hunter. Like, he's a big guy, he's got protection. He should be thinking that people are going to target him. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see how this Gravedigger does on the
yeah.
season.
Thing is, I think part of James' downfall in that season, because like he goes out unconventionally in the next two times he plays. One, it was obviously he was medevaced because of an infection in his hand. And then the second one, he got injured during, a challenge or whatnot. And like, they kept him in the game, but because the heroes were losing a lot, they didn't want to, have someone with one leg compromising their game. At least at least another time, because like they saved him round one with him with a bum leg. They were
Mhm.
like, okay, yo, if we're losing, we can't do this again. I'm sorry, James.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
exactly. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't injure himself. Being a big person like that actually is very dangerous out there on Survivor in a lot of aspects. Like, you're going to be expected to do a lot of the work, but you're also not getting as much substance than a lot of other people.
yeah,
So, you're going to be on zero actually more than the smaller people who are able to just like eat a half a bowl of rice and say, okay,
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. All right. Next up, we have Jason Siska from Micronesia, the first fans versus favorites, and this guy, he is part of he's two parts of one of the most famous lines of Survivor. It's a fucking stick. This is the man that brought back the stick, and then he brought back an idol, and then he got brought to jury with an idol in his pocket.
Yep. Yeah, crazy. Like he like knows that he is on the outs. Like they make it very clear because they do the auction. Natalie sends him over to exile. He's upset that he is going to exile. Natalie basically says, "Hey, you should be happy. Like he can get the idol. He gets it, and yeah, like he should just know that he doesn't win immunity. He should play his idol, and but of course the Black Widow Brigade." Great on the season, managing to
Yeah,
convince a lot of these guys that to do things that against their better interest, and
yeah,
yeah, end up making Jason Siska one of their right.
yeah. Oh,
Okay. Now on to my winner pick from Survivor 46. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
Jem Hussein Adams, and she was chaos. And it wasn't even like thought out chaos. It was just, I'm going to just do this because it'll be funny. Where
Yeah.
she gets this idol, um and basically uses the beware advantage to make her entire tribe dig under a tree, but doesn't plant anything there, so they're just gonna dig until they realize that it's not there. Essentially telling everyone that it was found and someone's just been tricking everyone.
Sure, yeah.
And
Also,
yeah,
I know, like, the Vibe Tribe won most of the challenges they did, only having to go to the second to last. No, basically second to last challenge or second to last merch um challenge, pre-merge challenge, because obviously earn the merge. It's technically not a merge, so like
yeah.
they lost the one last tribal count or fuck, I can't
You,
speak.
you got this. Just
Tribal
power
challenge.
through.
Um, and she was eliminated from that. But like, just imagine, hey, we're making our team spend all those calories, all that mental energy on trying to find an idol for your
Yeah,
own amusement. That's not a that's not yeah,
yeah,
that's not a good thing.
yeah. She said in pregame that she wanted to play like, I think it was Kelly Wentworth and Tony Vlachos. That was the game that she wanted to play, and she got the chaotic part of Tony, but not the like Tony's chaos. He always had a reason behind the chaos. There wasn't really a good reason behind that other than tee hee hee. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. Which you
Which
should
is
never
unfortunate.
do.
I think she could have been a great player. I think if she just didn't, honestly, if she just didn't do anything until like late into the game, she could have honestly won the season, I feel. But because she just had to go do some crazy stuff. And by the way, like, her doing that made people actually think Tim might even have the idol, causing Marie and Charlie to not want to go after Tim. So
Yeah,
if she just didn't do that, uh who knows? They might not even think anyone has an idol or be too afraid.
it's very fair.
Yeah,
All right, next up is Kelly Kim from Island of the Idols, which is ironic. She went home with two idols in her pocket. Then
mhm,
again, she should not have been eliminated when she did.
yeah,
This is part of the reason why people rank Island of the Idols so low because
yeah,
of a whole incident. And even despite that incident, they were like, no, we're getting rid of Kelly, which is really fucked up. But
yeah. I don't think
yeah,
anyone. She's definitely the one that I blame least for not playing the idols, because I think most casts would have done the right thing and voted out a certain person. But that cast decided against it.
no,
So yeah, and it's unfortunate because like her Survivor career now is just
it's tainted.
it's just that now. It's nothing else. Like she did some great things in her season. Like when she comes back from Island of the Idols, she does like the hair, like she puts the idol in her hair. Like that's like
Yeah,
that's like genius. Um so that way, she can do the whole strip, like let's see, like check out the bag, like let's make sure you don't have anything. And no one was the wiser. She's really smart, like managing to kind of convince Dean and like saving Dean and making sure that he's safe and everything. Definitely some good play, but yeah, just one thing kind of just the season is the turd in the punch bowl. It is just it could be so good, but there's just one thing there that is just ruins the whole experience.
yeah. Next
Okay.
up is Nasir Mutalif. Oh wait, no, that was you to introduce.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
that's me. I know. Nasir, he has had a cameo on our channel. He's got such a fun, positive vibe and energy. Um, but yeah, taken out in the like split tribal situation. And yeah, unfortunate, I would have liked to see Nasir make it further. He's well, but he's a goat on AstroTurf, and we'll see how he does on the season.
Yeah, Nasir was very, very likable, very, very lovable on his season. Um, if we're talking about, highlight, I know 41 gets shat on a lot for being the worst of the new era. I feel like some of the redeeming qualities of that season is the cast, and I feel like Nasir is definitely one of the redeeming qualities of that season.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I wish he was on a different season. Because I think everyone on 41, like, it sucks that they were on 41 because
Yeah,
the production side was having some troubles figuring out what they
yeah.
wanted Survivor to be. And
New era
yeah,
definitely had growing pains, and
yeah,
41
yeah.
was unfortunately the casualty of that.
Yeah, and then 42 got better, at least in the editing, but still all the production stuff was there. And then finally at like 43, they start figuring out what's not working, what is working. So
Yeah,
yeah. The problem with shooting 2 seasons back to back, you don't really you can't prep in between. You gotta kind of do 2 seasons almost somewhat in the same
yeah,
vein because you don't know.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Next up, we got Ozzy Lust. How do you say his last name?
I think it's
Lust?
loose. Loose?
Loose?
Yeah.
Either way, we just know him as Ozzy. He has been on 4 seasons of Survivor, and yeah, he's a legend, a good legend, not a Jelensky legend. Well, I know like his reputation these days isn't the best, but people love Ozzy. Very, very good at challenges, very good at I would say honestly that's his best trait, just being good at challenges.
Yeah.
Socially, sometimes he can be very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Um,
He gets his group of people, and that is the only people that he can be social with. So if
yeah,
you're not in his group of people, he is not going to be a buddy buddy with you. He's gonna like tell you like, hey, we're going after you. Like he'll just say that. Not some of the best acting skills, in South Pacific when he goes to Redemption Island purposefully. His whole speech about wanting to come back in for revenge, is he just does not sell it at all. Where the other tribe is like, well, clearly he's lying. Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, he's another like he just kind of needs to win challenges, otherwise, he can't really get too much further into a season, I feel.
No. Also, fun fact, he is the first and only person to be voted out 3 times within the same season.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And obviously he was the idol in his pocket. I believe that was Micronesia as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we forget sometimes that there have been crazy idol pocket shenanigans in early,
Mhm.
coincidentally in another season that ended in six.
Yep. Yeah, it's the curse of the sixes here. You got Jason Siska, you got Ozzy, yeah,
Caramoan,
Caramoan,
Andrew,
Andrea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other 6 seasons on here
There was
other than
Chris Noble.
46?
Chris Noble was in 36. But he's not on the cast. There's a few guys that missing here, and he's one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, there is Ozzy.
Okay. Next up, probably the biggest character from 46. We got the man, the myth,
The
not the
icon,
Jelinski legend, but we got the Q skirt.
the fashion icon, the Q skirt.
Yes, yes. Q Burdett. Um, I think he is the biggest lock for a Survivor 50 of the new era, in my opinion. I think he is like just assume that he is going to get called for that season.
Yeah,
And he has said that he will 100% play if he gets called. So
Oh, of course, yeah.
so he's all in on it, and I am totally down for him to be on it, even if he is an early boost. Like it's okay. Give me 3 episodes of Q just being chaotic, and then send him home.
I, I for me, it would depend on who's on that cast.
uh,
But I like Hugh a lot. I
yeah,
thought he was very entertaining. Um,
yeah,
Apparently we play similar, except he makes it further.
yeah, yeah. I will
Maybe that's
say
why I have such a kinship. But
I have honestly kind of compared it, especially some of my games. Like I feel like it kind of went a little bit how Q went, especially my Big Brother game. I feel I feel like I was doing decently in the first half because Q does decent in the first half of 46, and then he just becomes this pariah who somehow keeps skating by a few times longer than he should. Um, and yeah, so I like Q. I think he's fun. And yeah, we'll see what happens. There's definitely a potential 46 alliance that we get here because there is five.
big five of them.
Yeah,
He being the last person to go with an idol in his pocket.
yeah.
And probably I would say the only person other than like Hunter that probably should have played it.
Mhm.
He definitely should have played. Like when
Yeah,
he got the idea that, oh hey, so many people have went home with an idol in their pocket. At the very least, he knew that Hunter did and Tiffany did.
yeah.
So why on earth he didn't play one was beyond me. I know, like obviously, if you play it at 5, you make it to 4, and then
Mhm.
from 4, it's very playable to get to 3.
Yeah.
But like you have to make it to 5 in order to play the idol at 5.
Yeah, yeah. His whole reasoning behind it is what he said is that yeah, he felt like he would definitely have then gone home at 5, like regardless. Maybe he wins immunity. I do think that there was that chance that he could have done that, but he felt like if he survives
Still,
this, that he was by far the best fire maker, that he would have 100% made it to the end at Final Four. He 100% does not win the season in any combination of people. There is no way that he gets the votes at the end. Um, if best case scenario, he could have been in a situation where he gets like one vote, pity vote from someone to give him second place. That is probably the best outcome that could have happened for him. But
yeah,
he was fun. He was fun to watch.
yeah. That's what a lot of I don't know, some people don't like him, but I feel like the vast majority of people who like 46 like you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's fun. A chaotic player who just does things that you're not expecting, and he kept doing it over and over again of just like what is happening? What is this guy doing? He's playing hide and seek and telling why that's a mistake for people for doing too good at hide and seek.
Big mistake. You're a threat. Yeah,
You
they're
can
like
hide in plain sight. Big mistake.
I love there's even a whole meme of like people of like basically survivor contestants that made mistakes. Like there was one, it was like Sierra Easton. It was like, Sierra, when you voted out your own mom, it showed that it ruined your chances of ever winning a future season because you proved to them you'll do whatever it takes to win. Big
Mhm.
mistake. Um, there was one where coach is being kind of like having a heart to heart with Tyson, and Tyson is like why everyone is making fun of coach and not taking him seriously, and he lists all the reasons, and then Q's like big mistake. Uh, yeah. You made no, it said you made several mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah, another 46 reference there. I
Yeah.
wish Zelensky like found an idol or something so he could also be on this because we need to get Zelensky on the Brantsteele now knowing what Zelensky is all about.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Next up, we have Sabaya Broderick. Unfortunately, going home with an idol in her pocket. Well, just moments of getting it right when it was just out of the fire. She had to melt it in fire in order to do it, and the only fire she was able to get was tribal council.
Yep.
Hold on, I'm about to see.
Bless you.
And so, you know, and she was in a good position, but people were like, Sabaya's in a good position. We need to target her. And that led to her elimination. I feel like definitely someone where, well, we even said it during preseason, she was just on the wrong tribe.
Yeah.
Like she shouldn't, if she wasn't, she would have made it further in this game if she was literally on any other tribe because she was one of the strongest people from the loser.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, just being on that tribe in general, it's unfortunate for Sabaya. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate for Emily and Caleb as well. Uh,
Yeah.
Especially Caleb. I think Caleb needs to be on a winning tribe that is able to get him into the merge with like some negotiating power because he is a salesman. Like he needs something to like bargain and go with, and he just had none of that because no one was willing, Emily, eventually people realized, oh, she's actually not this, evil villain that everyone thought on day one. And Caleb, they're like, well, then there's this guy who clearly everyone would
Yeah.
give the million if he got to the end and he's athletic. He managed to then do that shot in the dark. Like his threat level was just so high that he had no bargaining chips. It was over for him. But yeah, so we'll see how Sabaya does. We're on a Gabon here, which is a the tribe members, like they all pick their own tribes. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not once, but twice.
yeah. And in the actual season, by the way, it's like whoever's the oldest. I believe I set it to where it's just going to be a random two people are going to be doing it.
Canonically, it's will be in our brand seals, they will be considered the oldest.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch it be Sophie Clark, one of the youngest winners ever. One of, obviously she's not the youngest.
Yeah,
Watch it be like, watch it be like Jason, Sophie, or like
yeah.
one of the,
Venus.
yeah. But yeah, all right.
Okay, on
Next
to
person.
the next one here. We got Scott Pollard from Survivor at Co Wrong. Co Wrong is like one of the last seasons that really had like big villains, and Scott definitely was one of those big villains. Former basketball player, and then very much known for kind of his bullying of one of his tribe mates, and then eventually kind of looking down on like Ty, especially, which causes Ty to not make the super idol to save Scott's here, and instead Scott goes out with an idol in his pocket.
Yeah. Um, Ko is such a great season. And then like whether you like him or not, him and Jason were like a, good evil duo. It is, it is like an interesting narrative how like, Ty was with the bullies for a while, and then Ty stood up to the bully and, made Scott go out with an idol. Like there's something fulfilling about that.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not saying that like he's like a bad guy IRL. I mean, sometimes the game brings out the worst in us.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he did definitely pull Russell by like hiding the machete and doing a lot of that
yeah,
kind of stuff as well. So he was definitely down to go for it.
yeah. All for the chaos.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, we got another villain coming up right here.
We got Chantel Smith, one of my favorites from the new era. Like she is the Joel Schumacher villain of the new era, where we never had like a villain that was like cartoony or fun in that regard. Uh, and she was that, and she was someone where she was my winner pick for 41, and I'm glad that she made it to the merge, and obviously not eliminated in the first couple rounds because she was one of my favorites from that. Definitely a big personality. Um, she is both very, very positive, but also very, very, dark. Like, you have a villain that's like smiling and stuff and has her own little evil theme.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, she was great. She did find one of the Beware idols after obviously someone else they got eliminated, but it wasn't activated yet. And
Mhm.
so she got it, and then yeah, went home. So yeah, hopefully she does better here. She does pretty decent in our brand steals.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, she's a domineering force. In her season did not want to budge for anyone. She
No.
came in with no numbers. It was just her and Ricard's, and she was still trying to call the shots.
Yep.
That is her personality.
I think the thing is, if you're on a season or, like, if that's what your gameplay has been prior to that point, I
Yeah,
think it's, like, a tough thing to shake. Not obviously
yeah,
impossible, but, like, maybe that's one thing which, like, that was what her strategy was up until then, and
yeah.
she didn't realize she had to shift and play a more of a Wii game at that point.
Yeah, yeah. I also know 41, especially the cast, were itching to play because they were supposed to play the year before COVID happened. And so they had to then wait like another year. They had to reapply, they had to redo a lot of things. So and then then they're like, oh cool, we're all doing it again. Then they gotta do 14 days of isolation and basically just being in rooms until until they were
Yeah.
allowed to go out there. So there's a definitely in that season, there's a lot of like just trying to play super hard in certain aspects, even when it didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Next up, we got Sophie Clark from she's been on South Pacific and Winners at War. Her idol pocket was from Winners at War, where she gets taken out by Tony because Tony's trying to basically make Sarah be forced to play with him. And he saw that Sophie was potentially getting in there and becoming Sarah's new number one ally. So she ends up going out with an idol in her pocket, basically like a last 10 minutes of tribal situation where Tony flips the vote. So it's like really unexpected for her. She even says, like, because she's so surprised with an idol in my pocket, like she basically tells everyone right there. But yeah, no, she's a strong player. It was hard, I think, especially in South Pacific, to like see it because she was on with Coach, and Coach is just that presence that just kind of takes over the screen time. But
Yeah.
she is a very smart player, very strategic, and surprisingly social too. Like it feels like she has like that kind of introverted awkwardness, but yet she always kind of
Very
seems to
smart.
get in with like the main groups.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, hey, man, you got me at screen time.
yeah,
Wait. Sorry, inside joke. I am known for it was a promo for one thing for Heroes versus Villains, and it was like it's the thing that put me on the villain tribe. And it was me doing a promo saying, "Did someone say more screen time?" And now that is just screen time is just synonymous with Ryan Neo Wayne.
yep.
Uh, yeah. All right. Next up, we have Nicole. Oh, shit, sorry, I read her middle name
Yeah.
first. I was like Tiffany Nicole Irvin. She is the first one to find an idol in 46, and she also had a very public idol for a while, and even said, "Hey, I'm gonna actually play it during this tribal council." Didn't play it, and then was like, "I'm gonna try and do that again," and then went home right after Hunter did.
Yeah.
One of the people that created one of the craziest chain eliminations ever, where four people in a row got eliminated with an idol in their pocket, um, which is insane. Uh, Very abrasive, will tell it
Mhm.
how it is. Told Banu, like, no. your game is trash. We're not keeping you."
Yeah.
Um, but I wouldn't say, like, your game is trash, but, like, in the sense of, like, being real with him and being like, "These are the flaws in your game.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we're not gonna budge for you. You don't
Yeah.
have a vote. You're not playing the game well. Take the L."
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting how you just said that because I also, I feel like that's also what we were just talking about a little bit with Ozzy. I think she is someone who gets in with her group and is really social with the people that she's working with, but then she'll just like tell the other people like straight up, like she's not going to hide it basically, which um, you know, can be good to some elements, but you should never go into a game and say, "Absolutely, I'm not working with you." It is just going to be bad. Like you got to keep your
yeah,
options open. We learned that from Charlie. He kept his option open. Didn't win, but was really close. One votes switch over
yeah,
could have done it for him. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, great player and but yeah, also someone who's just like uh, someone who's just going to be a huge threat like the second the merge happens, like she does have that kind of like you don't want to get let her get to the end kind of vibe.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and next the person who was voted out right after Tiffany on 46, we got Venus Vafa, um who you know uh was another villain of the season. It's kind of would tell people, like, "Hey, that's stupid. Like, what are you doing?" Like, she's very abrasive. Um, didn't ever really have control, and yet also was someone who wanted to try to have control all the time.
Yeah,
um, so I feel like Venus in most seasons, 95% of this time, she is a pre-merge person, but because she was on Nami, she gets to be safe. And then and that was just chaotic of a season that let her manage to keep going until final seven.
yeah, I agree. I like Venus from entertainment. As soon as she said she wants to play like Regina George, I'm like, I'm excited to see what this woman does. And while she did not live up to that namesake, because Regina had better social skills, Venus pissed off the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Um, if you didn't know, she made a tweet on X about how the Empire State Building looked kind of ugly. And then the official account from the Empire State Building was like, "How's that idol treating you?" Uh, and then was like, "All right, she looks actually really good at night, when the Empire has all the lights on and whatnot." Uh, quickly backtracking from that, I do think, like, Venus got a lot of shit,
Yeah.
some of it, but it was also, like, people were giving her shots to, like, join in and be a part of the crowd, but then she was like, "Oh, well, if you're going over there to talk and I'm not there, that means you don't trust me, right?" Like, challenging it. It was like,
Yeah.
"You're being thrown a line."
Yeah.
And, like, also being secret with Charlie. It's like, Venus being like, "Oh, I might have something that might get me further. We're gonna do it."
Yeah.
And then it's like wanting to keep the idol secret, but also not keeping it secret, and then it got her eliminated.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, Venus, we
Yeah.
love you, but at the same time, oh my god."
She thought she was playing an amazing game, but it's another person who does not win if she gets the ends. I am so glad that 46 at least doesn't end with the Q Venus Liz final three because that would have been just something else right there.
Yeah.
Liz probably wins. We probably have Liz as the winner.
I mean, she would have beaten them all if she made it to Final 3, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, biggest threat.
Yeah. Alright. Next up, last but not least, at least no, I mean, like, the thing is, it's like this dude had potential. It is Vince
Mhm.
Mao, or I don't know how I've never heard his last name out loud.
Yeah, Moa, I
Um,
don't know.
Moa. Also, Joe chose the cast for this, so like I knew that a lot of people were gonna be here, and I knew he was probably gonna be here, but yeah. Anywho, I liked him going into he's also from Idleland of the Idols. He is someone where he had to sneak in the dead of night and try and get proof that he was able to steal fire, but like the fire was out, so he had to steal ash, and he had an idol, and he was even smart where he hid it in his water canteen,
Hmm.
and unfortunately he went home with an idol in his pocket. Rarely, really prematurely. I think he ties with Sabia here, as in like the least amount of tribal councils with an idol in the pocket. In
Yeah.
this cast, I'm pretty obviously we have some people that went home with idols at like two.
Hmm.
Um, we've never had a first boot that left with an idol in their pocket.
Yeah. 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 True. True. Um, but yeah, no, super early. And yeah, it's especially important because like his idol, I believe, only was good for the next. It was that tribal, I think, one tribal afterwards, maybe two. So it had a time limit. So
Yeah,
uh, if he snipped out anything, he definitely should just play it because you only have so much time with it. So uh yeah, unfortunate one to go out there. His was also kind of a weird situation for the challenge of Island of the Idols because he had to go in and steal fire, but the other tribes fire wasn't going, so he had to just take the ash and they had to just
yeah.
like count that basically.
So still, I feel like it is one of the things where you're sneaking on to another tribe to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
That if you get caught, you're just kind of like in trouble.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure when they go to the mat to do the challenge the next day, they might bring that up, or Jeff brings that up.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
think it's hard to not say that. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, Vince, what were you doing in our tribe? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it would have been way harder if the fire was going because then you have to light the fire and then you have to carry off some fire,
yeah,
which would have been, very obvious. Like when there's just like a little trail of fire that's just like moving.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't happen. And he ends up going out very early with an idol. Um, Okay, well, that does it here for the assessment here. Who are your favorites heading into this?
I'm gonna go with Kelly, Q, and Shan.
Okay. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Gem. I'll go with Q and let's also go with Jason Siska. I want to see the fucking stick come into effect here.
Who is your like for me, I want Q to win this. I will give
Uh,
honorable mention to Venus,
uh,
and Andrea.
yeah, I
But
mean,
Q, he is my winner pick for
yeah,
this.
I'm rooting for Q too. If Q
Yeah,
can't win actual Survivor, let's have. I want him to win a Brantsteele.
yeah.
uh,
All right.
okay, let's go into this. Okay, so Hunter and Sophie are chosen.
I
Uh,
called it.
yeah, yeah, Sophie. Hunter wins the game of rock paper scissors, so he gets first selection, and Hunter chooses Aubrey.
Solid choice.
Sophie chooses Ozzy,
Solid choice.
and then Aubrey chooses Eric.
Okay.
Ozzy chooses Tiffany.
All right.
Eric chooses Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany chooses Kelly. Andrea chooses Venus. Interesting that she. Kelly chooses Scott. Venus chooses Shan. Scott chooses Vince.
Are they
Shan.
just choosing all the ladies on the other tribe?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Shan chooses Jim. Vince chooses James. Jem chooses Q. James chooses Jason. Q chooses Sabaya. Jason chooses Nasir. And Hunter will be on Coda, and Sophie will be on Fong. Okay, so here is the new Fong tribe and Coda tribe.
All right. So On the Fong tribe, we got James, Jason, Kelly, Nasir, Ozzy, Scott, Sophie, Tiffany, and Vince.
Yep. Six guys, three girls. And then on the Coda tribe, we got Andrea, Aubrey, Eric, Hunter, Jem, Q, Sabaya, Shan, and Venus.
All right. I'm definitely liking the Coda tribe. It has
Mhm.
obviously it has like three of the four people I mentioned. Well, four of the five I've mentioned.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
It
don't
also
want.
has 446 people are on this tribe.
Yes, it does. We joked about the possibility, but there's Tiffany all alone in the Fong tribe.
Yep. Tiffany's gotta get through this without potential alliances from her season.
I will say that, hey, one thing on the Fong tribe, we have three of the dudes from Micronesia on one tribe,
Yeah, true.
and two people from Island of the Idols, even if they didn't really get to interact too much.
Hmm. Okay, well, let's go on here. And opening challenge, Coda Tribe wins reward. They win an extra bag of corns and beans. And Jason from Falling Tribe wins immunity for his first tribal council. And Eric wins immunity for his first tribal council. No alliances. Who wins immunity? And the Coda Tribe wins immunity. They also win flints. Nasir and Sophie bond strongly. Jason and Kelly have a major fight.
Well, bye bye, Kelly.
Yeah, not looking good for Kelly. Hunter has a major meltdown. Jem is impressing the rest of the team. And Q is impressing the rest of the team.
The Q skirt.
The Q skirts. Everyone's into the Q skirt here. Um, okay. Yeah, I mean, not good odds for Kelly.
Not that sucks. Of course, I named her
Yeah.
now.
First vote goes to Nasir. Second vote goes to Scott. Third vote goes to Nasir. Fourth vote goes to Scott's. Fifth vote goes to Nasir. Sixth vote goes to Scott. Seventh vote goes to Nasir. Eighth vote goes to Scott. One vote left. And Scott
Yep.
is the first person voted out of Idle Pockets. Seems like they do not like bald-headed men here. Get in. The two bald
Oh,
guys get in vote here. Jason, Nasir, Ozzy, Sophie, and Tiffany voted Scott. James, Kelly, Scott, and Vince voted Nasir.
so Kelly, James, and Vince on the outs on this one.
Yeah, and James should be worried because as another bald-headed individual, potentially potentially he's next in the crosshairs. Um, let's see.
Unintended, I guess.
Yeah. Uh immunity. And Coda Tribe wins immunity. They also win fishing gear. They can send one player from the losing tribe to Exile Island and they choose Nasir. Um, Nasir takes idol protection and receives the clues to the hidden immunity idol, but looks like he doesn't find it.
I think we find out. No,
Kelly and Sophie have a minor disagreement.
Kelly, stop fighting with people.
And Andrea and Jem find something in common. Jem and Sabaya have a small fight. And a new alliance forms here. Andrea, Jem, and Shan.
All right, it seems like a solid team.
Yeah. Okay. Um, who is in
Uh,
trouble here? Kelly is another option. James is an option.
I'm gonna have to say, unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Kelly.
Hmm.
Her name came up twice in a row, and she's on the outs or the last vote.
Yeah. First vote goes to Vince. Second vote goes to Nasir. Third vote goes to Nasir. Fourth vote goes to Vince. Fifth vote goes to Vince. Sixth vote goes to Nasir. Seventh vote goes to Vince. 8th vote goes to Nasir. We are
Oh,
tied between Nasir and Vince.
I think Vince goes here.
First vote goes to Nasir. Second vote goes to Nasir. Third vote goes to Nasir, and Nasir is voted out. Okay, now James really needs to be worrying.
It's a fucked up way. It's just because of genetics.
Yeah, this is the most just like superficial reason to vote people out here. So James, Ozzy, Tiffany, and Vince voted Nasir. Jason, Kelly, Nasir, and Sophie voted Vince.
God dang.
Okay. Nothing here. Eric's still having that immunity. And Coda Tribe wins reward. They win blankets, a hammock, pillows, and a mat.
Who's going this time?
James.
Oh, I think that's part of the reason they took out Nasir, was
Mhm.
because their potential of having an idol.
Yeah, true.
So this could be very dangerous for James if he doesn't find this.
Yeah, James takes idle protection and receives a clue, and he looks like he doesn't find it.
No.
Coda wins immunity again.
Yeah.
James and Ozzy bond slightly. Q and Chan find something in common. Andrea and Q have a small
No.
fight. Jem is impressing the rest of the team, and Chan leaves the alliance with Andrea and Jem.
It's like you didn't vibe with Q. I have to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
this one might be. I'm more inclined to believe that it might actually be James because he
Mhm.
went to exile, so they might be worried
Yeah.
that he got something.
I feel like we got three potential candidates here. We got James, Kelly, because she's also been causing some mischief, and Vince also was very close in the last one, getting split votes. So there's the chance that they just say, "Let's just take out Vince now." Um, so I'd say it's probably one of those three.
I agree.
First vote goes to Vince. Second vote goes to Vince. Third vote goes to Kelly. Fourth vote goes to Vince. Fifth vote goes to Ozzy. And then Vince voted out in a 5-1-1 vote.
Voted out third
So,
again.
yep. Jason voted for Kelly, and Vince voted for Ozzy. So Jason now super on the outs here, but don't worry, we got a twist coming up here.
Yep, they have to rank their tribes.
Yep, each tribe member ranks their tribe mates from most important to least important. So they
They
rank.
just put James at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's fucked up because it's just because of genetics.
Yeah, you're bald. You can't be an important part of this tribe.
It's messed up.
uh, and then yeah, Q is super low. In fact, it's the
And
40. You got some of the 46 people. You
it's
know,
all 46 people on that tribe that are at the bottom. It's like,
yeah,
y'all should have known better.
yeah, that's kind of wild, actually. So Sophie and Shan will begin a schoolyard pick for tribes.
Sophie also starting a new tribe again.
Yep.
Will she have better luck choosing people this time around? A more cohesive team.
Sophie chooses Eric. Shan chooses Tiffany. Eric chooses Jason. Tiffany chooses Hunter. Jason chooses Venus. Hunter chooses Kelly. Venus chooses Ozzy. Kelly chooses Jem. Ozzy chooses Andrea. Jem chooses James. Andrea chooses Aubrey. James chooses Q. And Sabaya is not selected. She receives immunity and will spend the episode on Exile Island.
But will she find the idol?
Okay, well, here are the new tribes. The new falling tribe is Andrea, Aubrey, Eric, Jason, Ozzy, Sophie, and Venus.
All right. It's not a bad trend.
Yeah. And then the new Coda tribe is Hunter, James, Jem, Kelly, Q, Shan, and Tiffany.
The downside to the former Fong tribe is, obvious.
Mhm.
There is so few of them on this one. Like, if they just stick to tribal lines, apart from them finding an idol, which at this point none of them have,
Mhm.
they're kind of screwed.
Yeah. Eric is also still guaranteed safety at his first tribal council, so can't
Yep.
make a move on him. Yeah. Okay. Exile
The only
Islands.
alliance in this game is go. Oh,
Sabaya finds the Exile Islands hidden immunity idol. So good on
good for
her.
her.
And the Fong tribe wins immunity.
Eric still holding on
If
to.
he goes to the merge without going to tribal, that would be pretty wild.
Is this it does merge happen at 11 or 12 in this?
Um, I can't remember. It's Gabon's one of the seasons where if you ask me questions about it, I probably don't know as much about Gabon.
That's good. We need to call a pirate Sarah. She knows
Yeah.
everything about it.
Aubrey and Ozzy bond slightly. Aubrey rests at camp to restore her energy. Kelly and Q find something in common, and a new alliance forms between Hunter, Jem, Kelly, Q, and Shan.
Well, rest in peace, whoever's not in that. That's the two other people from the original Fong tribe.
Yeah.
Um, so like the Kelly's like, I see the writing on the wall. I just have to write it out for at least two tribal councils.
Uh huh. Okay.
So it's either James or Tiffany.
Okay. Do they? Is there still a bald problem on other tribes? Because this is the question is is this just the season against bald headed individuals?
The thing is, it's like it's a 50-50 shot whether it's James or Tiffany.
Uh,
So it might well be that.
First vote goes to Tiffany. Second vote goes to James. Third vote goes to Tiffany. Fourth vote goes to James. Fifth vote goes to Tiffany. Sixth vote goes to James. One vote left, and James
No.
is taken out. Oh my gosh.
Well, now their shield is gone.
Yeah. Hunter, Q, Shannon, Tiffany voted James. James, Jem, and Kelly voted Tiffany. Okay, well, Tiffany, you gotta win out now, pretty much, because she's definitely the next target.
Yep, and that idol is on that tribe, but it's
Yeah.
not with her. Well, I'm pretty sure Sabaya, she could potentially either join that alliance of five, or maybe they're like she could have the idol, that could be a threat, so they might try and split votes again.
Yeah. Okay, reward challenge. Falling Tribe wins reward. They win a herb garden, salt, oil, chili sauce, and all fruit collected from the challenge. And they're sending Shan to Exile Islands. Obviously, nothing there. She takes idol protection and immunity. And the Coda tribe wins immunity. Okay, Eric finally having to use his immunity.
It's the first time four of those people are going to tribal.
Yep. Venus has a major meltdown.
Oh, Venus,
Alliance formed between Andrea and Aubrey.
the Game Changer Alliance.
Yep. Hunter and Jem bond strongly. Sabai and Tiffany bond slightly. And Kelly works hard at camp and becomes tired. I'm just gonna say, I guess, maybe they turned it. Maybe we're losing Venus here.
No, I think out of the three, I think because Sophie is still seen as a leader. I can see her being taken. Honestly, I think you can make an argument for either three. I feel like maybe Sophie is the most safe out of the bunch, but like I said, it's not it's too early to kind of like really say.
Mhm. First vote goes to Venus. Second vote goes to Ozzy. Third vote goes to Venus. Fourth vote goes to Venus.
Oh well, I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, no, people in this season were just not wanting to deal with Venus's shits.
No.
Venus survived to 46 because she didn't have to go to pre-merge tribal. She goes to one pre-merge tribal on our Brantsteele, and it's like, get rid of her.
I think on one of the little pieces of parchment, someone drew the Empire State Building. Just the mock. I feel like that has to be a thing.
uh,
If she comes back, is that people mock her for
it-
making fun of the Empire State Building. Watch it be a New
yeah,
Yorker.
yeah. Okay, here we go. Stuff there. War challenge. And the Fong tribe wins reward. They win croissants, fruit tarts, chocolate eclairs, coffee, and tea. And they're sending Gem to Exile Islands. IO protection, but doesn't matter. And the Fong tribe wins immunity, which means Tiffany is probably on her way out.
Yeah,
Aubrey and Eric bond strongly. Maybe something crazy happens here. Sabai and Shan have a major fight.
the person to fight.
Hunter works hard at camp and becomes hierarchy. He's built them all beds. Everyone's got a bed except for one. There's conspicuously one person who does not get a bed, and it's like we'll figure out who's not getting this bed after tribal.
Yeah. Uh, I think I think there's three options. It could be Sabaya, Shan, or Tiffany.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's just like it's kind of unfortunate because I feel like each one of them kind of has their own thing, but at the same time, it's like two of them got into a fight. One had just went to exile. Now, whether or not will she play the idol correctly if she is the target, because it does seems like they have been targeting people who have been to Exile Island. And Tiffany being on the outs of that, a majority five, maybe they keep Sabaya around, maybe votes go split between Sabaya and Tiffany, or maybe everyone dogpiles on that and rogue vote goes Shan. I can see this play so many different ways.
yeah, not sure, but let's see what happens here. First vote goes to Tiffany. Second vote goes to Hunter. Third vote goes to Tiffany. Fourth vote goes to Hunter. Fifth vote goes to Sabaya. Sixth vote goes to Sabaya.
What
One
is
vote's
going
left.
on?
I know, right? And Tiffany
I was about to say,
in a
if it
three
was
two two.
Sabaya, that would have been
That would have been rough.
horrendous.
Yeah, that would have been rough. Hunter,
Yeah,
Q, and Shan made the move here to take out Tiffany.
it would be poetic if someone did go home with an idol in their
Yeah,
pocket this season.
yeah,
However, all right, we're at 12 right now. So it might be the next episode or the one. Yeah,
yeah,
it's either at 11 or 11 or 10. I think it
yeah,
might actually be 10 because I think there was a thing where they were on the same tribe, but they weren't merged.
yeah. Well, I'm looking here. I see two tribal councils in this episode.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Yeah.
losing two people in this episode. So we'll see what happens here. Reward challenge. Coda tribe wins reward. They win an afternoon picnic, and they're sending Jason to Exile Islands. IO protection gets nothing.
I feel so bad for these people.
And Kelly wins immunity, and she gives individual immunity to Aubrey from the Fong tribe.
All right.
Okay, so both tribes going. Kelly and Aubrey are safe. And no events occurred on the Fong tribe. Q and Shan have a minor disagreements.
Q, you better not.
And Q leaves, and
Q.
I know. Big mistake. Big mistake, Hugh.
If Q goes out here, I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay, the Fong tribe. Um, could be anyone here except for Aubrey. I feel like I mean, it's even tribe dynamics. Maybe you take out
Yeah,
Eric. Maybe you just say like, "Hey, Eric, you've had an easy ride so far. Let's get rid of you."
even with yeah, even with that scroll bar on the side, it doesn't look like it ties up.
Yeah,
I know sometimes it's even I look there, but at the same time, it's like
yeah.
it gives us an answer.
First vote goes to Jason. Second vote goes to Eric. Third vote goes to Jason. Fourth vote goes to Jason. And Jason Siska taken out. Dang. Okay, he tried to make the move on Eric, but don't want to do it. Okay,
I'm
do
nervous
they?
for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're either losing Kelly or Q. Um, yeah, it's really just a matter of are they still caring about original tribes, or is that new alliance that they formed what's actually important to them?
It's really tough to say.
Yeah. Sabaya uses the idol on Q.
Thank you, but did she play it correctly?
First votes goes to Q, does not count. Second vote goes to Q, does not count. Third vote goes to Hunter. Fourth vote goes to Sabaya.
Oh no.
Fifth vote goes to Gem. One vote left.
She played it right, but not on herself. Ouch.
Oh, that is that is just the worst. That is worse than going home with an idol in your pocket. That is,
Miss playing it on someone else and then you get booted.
yeah. Oh, I mean, Q's probably like, oh wow, that worked out perfectly for me. um, wow, that's wild. Okay, so Hunter and Shan voted Q. Jem and Kelly voted Sabaya. Q voted Jem. Sabaya voted Hunter. So those two were not looped in at all to the plans.
No, man. Oh, oh no, that's so bad.
Yeah,
They probably thought, oh, like they're probably just gonna do one or the other, so we just have to guess right.
yeah. Okay.
Dang.
Okay. A feast occurs. A second immunity idol is hidden that can only be found now. And Q found the fake
Yeah.
merge hidden immunity idol.
Damn.
This is a real idol and can be played at tribal council before their votes are read.
Wait, fake merge?
Yeah, remember this was the fake merge where they pretended
Oh
that they
yeah,
were merge.
I thought that was the thing in episode 6. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. No, this was the idol. I do remember Randy found it and was like, screw this, and threw it into the ocean.
As one does.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's why it's like, oh, no idols are happening because the cast was like, just didn't want to even deal with it.
Wait,
uh,
did jury start here? Because it's like, was there only like a jury of 6 for Gabon?
I I don't think it started until the merge. So yeah, I think we still lose another person.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
Q, idol played on him. Now he has found an idol.
Yep. And we got new tribes here. The new Fong tribe is Jem, Kelly, Ozzy, Shannon, Sophie. The new Coda tribe is Andrea, Aubrey, Eric, Hunter, and Q.
Also, can we just point out that we only have 3 original Fong members left in
Yeah.
the game,
Yeah.
and we have several original Coda.
Yeah. Well, at least the following people are on the same tribe, so they can maybe, if they go to work together, to at least keep them to the merge.
That is true.
Okay. Let's go to immunity. And Coda Tribe wins immunity.
All right.
No events occur on Fong Tribe. They're just gonna go.
Yeah.
Hunter has a major meltdown. Aubrey and Hunter bond strongly. Okay.
I think it could be Gem or Shan. Well, actually, no, because isn't I forget who all is in that, well, alliance of four. I think it, oh wait, it is Jem, Kelly, and Shan, so it could be Ozzy or Sophie here. I think yeah, take Ozzy out now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. First vote goes to Sophie. Second vote goes to Sophie. Third vote goes to Kelly. Fourth vote goes to Kelly. One vote left. And Sophie, the leader, is taken out here.
Alas.
Jem, Kelly, and Shan voted Sophie.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it looks like we
the
got
merge
some.
doesn't have it later, but do we want to talk about because
Here,
we are literally at halfway. We don't have too many
yeah.
much.
Let's
I
get
think
let's get to this merge thing before we talk about everyone. Let's just see what
all
happens when
right.
we get everyone in the same reward
Yeah.
challenge. Coda Try wins reward. They win an overnight trip to a Gabonese village, and they're sending Shan to exile. Isle protection, but it is hidden there, but it does not find
It
it.
has gone back.
Yeah.
Episode
Okay.
several
Yeah.
we did not go to exile because of everything that was going on.
Okay. Here's your
Uh
no bag tribe.
no back tribe. Yeah, we got Andrea, Aubrey, Eric, Hunter, Jem, Kelly, Ozzy, Q, and Shan. Um, I am happy that the three that I wanted to make it this far have made it this far. The three, well, four of them actually
Mhm.
are here. Venus unfortunately went along the way.
Uh, yeah, I lost Jason Siska as someone who I was rooting for, but we still got Gem, we still got Q. Q, managing to you know uh get an idol played on him that sends out the person who played the idol. He then finds an idol the next episode. He's got some momentum happening.
Yeah. I think also who's playing a really good game is Kelly. I
Mhm.
feel like she was able to put herself in a good position with this new like tribe that came about. So far where maybe tribal lines aren't as drawn as it once were. She's an alliance of four. Uh also even though we did I don't feel like we've seen too much of Andrea. I feel like Andrea and Aubrey are playing a
Mhm.
pretty decent game as well.
Yeah, they're definitely more social. They've been forming some alliances, being on uh that end. So yeah. Um Interesting.
Ozzy is just kind of
Yeah.
screwed in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ozzy is just happy to make it here, I think.
Yeah, there is only two original Fung members left.
Yeah. Could be down to one pretty soon here.
Yeah,
As Kelly wins the first individual immunity.
I think the writing's on the wall. It just has to be,
Yeah.
yeah, despite everything.
Aubrey and Shan have a major fight.
Maybe not.
Aubrey and Eric and Q form an alliance.
Interesting.
Okay. I feel
I
like Aubrey
still
just
think
like brought up
Ozzy
like
goes.
I feel like Aubrey just is like bringing like two people here who she's like, okay, these people are a little chaotic, a little on the outs maybe, or like kind of not the most social kind of people. Let me just use them, kind of create an alliance. You having them as potentially some pawns for her and Andrea.
Yeah,
Okay, Let's see. No one stands. First vote goes to Shan. Second vote goes to Shan. Third vote goes to Q.
You leave him alone.
Fourth vote goes to Eric. Fifth vote goes to Eric. Sixth vote goes to Eric. Seventh vote goes to Q. Eighth vote goes to Shan. One vote left. And Shan is voted out.
Man.
So Aubrey, Eric, Ozzy, and Q voted Shan there. So yeah, Aubrey working with Eric and Q, also getting Ozzy, who's also kind of on the outs there. So Aubrey just kind of created a little maybe split vote here, and used
Yeah.
some outsiders to change the dynamics.
Yeah, looks like it. It's weird that Andrea wasn't in on this because I believe
Yeah,
that Andrea and Aubrey did have an alliance.
yeah, I believe so. We can see here.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
no, that's Jem.
yeah,
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 they do.
yeah, yeah. It's at 8-2. So
But Jem and Andrea voted with the same one, so maybe that played a factor into it.
yeah. Okay. So it's the Survivor auction. Ozzy wins 3 beers and peanuts.
Good
Kelly
for
wins a
them.
covered item, the power to send someone to exile and take their money. She sends
Damn.
Ozzy. She's probably like, okay, you just won. You got a little something. Now get out of here.
Yeah.
Hunter wins a covered item, peanut butter and chocolates.
Delicious.
Eric wins a bubble bath and a change of clothes.
I could use that right now.
Yeah. Kelly wins a
Wait,
hamburger and
wait,
fries.
who's playing?
Eric wins a covered item, spaghetti, garlic bread, and a glass of wine.
Oh, who gets the cookies?
Andrea wins an advantage in the upcoming immunity challenge, and Jem wins the cookies for the tribe.
All right, who does she get into a fight with? The cookies.
Um, I feel like we might be seeing Eric. I feel Eric could do it.
Maybe Eric, maybe Aubrey.
Q is also another person.
Hmm.
Um, okay, Ozzy's
Doesn't
on
find it.
exile, does not find it. And Andrea wins immunity. Now, do you just send Kelly here and just say original Fong sucked on the season?
Yeah.
Kelly and Q bond strongly. Okay. Q has a major meltdown though.
No.
Not good. Angie is impressing the rest of the team. And Kelly leaves an alliance. Okay, so we're probably losing either Kelly or Q here.
I'm not sure if it's fully like that though.
Yeah.
I think Kelly leaving the alliance might be like cutting ties. I do see it maybe being Jem.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will see here. No one stands. First vote goes to Kelly. Second vote goes to Hunter. Third vote goes to Kelly. Fourth vote goes to Hunter. Fifth vote goes to Kelly. Sixth vote goes to Hunter. Seventh vote goes to Kelly.
Um,
1 vote left. And Kelly is voted out. It's the first immunity challenge of the season curse. Happens a lot. You win that immunity, you're just the biggest target going into the next tribal. Andrea, Eric, Hunter, Jem, and Ozzy voted Kelly. Aubrey, Kelly, and Q voted Hunter. Okay. And reward challenge. Q wins rewards. He wins a video from their loved one, pizza, beer, and brownies. Not announced, the challenge was an in-person visit from their loved one.
nice.
And Hunter wins immunity. Okay. Aubrey leaves an alliance.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. I think she's still pretty good in terms of alignments.
I think her and Andrea, even though they weren't on the first merge vote together, I think are a pretty solid duo.
Mhm,
For me, it's tough to say. Ozzy's still he's still here, even
mhm,
though he is the last Fong standing. It could be an easy vote to get rid of him, but at the same time, I don't know if it's that simple.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. And also like Ozzy hasn't really done much,
Not
He's
really.
he's definitely like now his biggest achievement is being the last falling member, but that's not an immediate fear. There's still some strong players here to potentially go after.
That is true.
Q uses the fake merge team idol on Eric. If he goes home here,
I can't watch.
first vote goes to Eric. Second vote goes to Eric.
'Cause they're still in that
Third vote
alliance.
goes to Eric. Fourth vote goes to Andrea. Fifth vote goes to Q.
Oh, there's
Sixth
two
vote goes
votes
to
left.
Andrea and Andrea. Okay,
Okay.
Q was
I was
safe.
about to say.
He did play it correctly. It gave us a heart attack for a second, but he played it correctly.
Good, good, good. He has restored his dignity
Yeah,
in this game.
yeah. So
Went
Eric,
home with an idol in his pocket, played it on an ally, and played it correctly.
yeah.
Good job.
Wow. So Eric, Ozzy, and Q voted Andrea. Aubrey is super on the outs there. Like she was just working with Eric, Ozzy, and Q, and now she's kind of gone against them and ends up voting Q there. So interesting.
Uh,
Okay. Last one before the finale. Okay, reward challenge. Q wins rewards. Q shares the reward with two other castaways, Hunter and Eric, and they send Gem to Exile Islands. And Gem finds the hidden immunity idol.
a very crucial part of the game,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah. This is the last round to use it, so she's guaranteed finale.
All right.
And Hunter wins immunity again. And Q finds this is all the 46 people just guaranteed themselves the finale.
They're like, no, we are not. This is not how our legacy ends with all of us. Just no, it's like we are making it to the finale. We are doing
Yeah.
this thing. Q got his. All Q has to do is play his idol.
Yep. Eric and Jem have a small fight. Ozzy and Q have a major fight. And a new alliance formed between Aubrey, Eric, Hunter, and Ozzy. Okay, so potentially these will be the four people voting together.
But funny enough, one of the four people, except for one of the three of those people, might be screwed because
Yeah.
both Jem and Q have an idol.
Yeah.
Little did they know the people that are on the outs have an idol and could this just backfires.
Yeah. That's the most ill-conceived alliance right there because it just can't work. Like
Ooh,
just
the scroll bar, it is
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
in for
we
a
maybe
crazy
maybe
one.
maybe we get some rocks here. Who knows?
You and your freaking
I
rocks.
love rocks. It's so fun. Okay, so Gem uses the idol. Q uses the idol. First vote goes to Gem, does not count. Second vote goes to Gem, does not count. Third vote goes to Gem, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Q, does not count. Fifth vote goes to Q, does not count. Sixth vote goes to Q, does not count. No votes count.
Votes were cast. No votes were count. So it's one of the three.
I mean, I feel like you just take out Ozzy. I feel like this is it's probably the easiest move.
it might be the easiest, but I think Aubrey is the
Uh-huh.
better move because her
Yeah.
social game has been so on point.
Uh-huh.
She's constantly going over, navigating this game. I think she's the bigger threat.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's let's see happens here. First votes goes to Eric. Second vote goes to Aubrey. Third vote goes to Eric. Fourth vote goes to Aubrey. Fifth vote goes to Eric. One vote
I'm rolling.
left. And it is Eric. Interesting choice there. So in the first vote, Eric, Ozzy, and Q voted Gem, and Aubrey, Hunter, and Gem voted Q. Second vote, Aubrey, Hunter, Gem, and Ozzy voted Eric, and Eric and Q voted Aubrey.
Hugh, he is on the outs.
Yeah, he needs to win an immunity here to have any chance. Maybe he can
Okay,
get people to go after Ozzy, but who knows?
this is the finale. I know we
Yeah,
just had one at 9, but
yeah,
I think honestly, Aubrey and Jem are probably playing the best game, or I can see them probably being the winners here.
hmm
Uh, actually, I do think each of them kind of has like a win story, a win condition. I
yeah,
feel Q has played a pretty great game, though he's on the outs right now. I think Ozzy could be like, hey, I'm the last long member standing. Like depending on how the jury is, I would say from a strategic standpoint, I think Aubrey has been playing the best game. Though I will say that the Gem Hunter alliance has gone undetected and unbroken this whole time, which could
uh-huh.
be dangerous.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think it's a pretty solid final five, to be honest.
Yes,
I feel like we're at least going to get a good winner out of this, regardless of what
I
happens.
agree.
So nice. Okay. Yeah, Hunter especially is like super well insulated here. Like
Oh yeah,
he's with everyone but Q. And Hunter wins his third immunity in a row.
that means unfortunately Q.
Yeah. Ozzy leaves an alliance. And Ozzy's completely worn out, but is not giving up.
This may
There,
change
there's a chance Q could potentially throw an Ozzy under the bus to give himself one more chance to win an immunity.
because Gem wasn't in that alliance. It could be a
Uh-huh.
thing where they go after Aubrey here. I think it's either Aubrey or Q.
First vote goes to Q. Second vote goes to Ozzy. Third vote goes to Q. And Q is just voted out. Hey, he did better than his actual season, so good on him. Okay,
I
immunity.
want
And Hunter
Hunter.
wins. He just won the
He
last
wins.
four immunities. Yeah.
Yeah, he wins out.
Okay, no events occurred. And then I think they just take out Aussie here.
Could be. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that could be a thing where Ozzy might stand out more being the solo phone member. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it would make sense to get rid of him right now.
Yeah. And right now, Aussie is not aligned with any of the three. Hunter is aligned with Aubrey and Gem. So I feel like Brantsteele really doesn't make those like game sense logic moves at Final Four, Final Five. It's always like, well, I'm aligned with these people, so I'll vote this way. First vote goes to Aubrey. Second vote goes to Ozzy. Third vote goes to Ozzy. And
Yeah,
Ozzy is voted out. Okay. Well, hey, made it far. Only falling player to make the finale, and almost made it there.
true. All right.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
said, I feel like any of these three could do it. maybe I think out of the 3, I know that I wasn't giving Hunter a lot of credit in the beginning, but seeing the numbers and everything, I do think Hunter pulls out a win here.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's either Aubrey or Hunter, to be honest. I could
Yeah.
see the value of Aubrey's game, but she definitely lost some steam in the end game. I think she played really
Also
good.
one
Oh,
Also, I do wanna add, Sophie did in fact make jury at 10, so
okay, cool.
that's good because
Yeah,
she was
no.
a very important character
Yeah,
within the
yeah.
game.
Definitely, definitely. So that's definitely good. Um so yeah, I think Aubrey's like first like 70% of the game was like really solid, but then yeah, she started kind of slipping near the end. So whereas Hunter
Mhm.
got better at the end. So which one will people value? First vote goes to Aubrey. Second vote goes to Jem. Third vote goes to Hunter. Fourth vote goes to Aubrey. Fifth vote goes to Hunter. Sixth vote goes to Aubrey. Seventh vote and winner in a 4-2-1 vote, Aubrey Bracco.
Nice.
Congratulations.
She finally won one.
Yep, she did it. Andrea, Eric, Ozzy, and Sophie voted Aubrey. Kelly Q voted Hunter, and Shan only one to vote for Jim. And Eric wins the fan favorite awards.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alright, I think pretty decent season.
Yeah.
I just wish that Q you know, we know I'm a big Q fan, but alas, it was not meant to be. I do think, he comes back for our next All-Stars
Yeah,
from
he's
this.
definitely one of the big players of this season. So
Agree.
definitely deserves it. Sabaya though just short of making jury by playing the idol correctly but taking herself out. that is
Which is
that
sad, which is very sad.
Yeah, that was probably the craziest tribal of the season. But yeah, let's look at some of these statistics. Yeah, Hunter with those. I mean, he's the only person to win rewards was Q.
Got 2, both of them, yeah.
Yeah, Aussie most strategic, followed by
I
Gem,
think
followed by Hunter.
I think with Ozzy that makes sense because, like, in order to just not get rid of there, you kinda have to be like, "Yo, we actually have to get rid of this person because such and such," and, like, kinda, like, go with the flow as
Mhm.
well and kinda, like, agreeing with that, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what surprised me about it is I just feel like Ozzy kind of played like a Ben from 46 game. Like he was like kind of chill and vibing and wasn't doing much besides that and managed to get deep into the game. So interesting
Yeah.
that apparently he was a strategic force.
Also, it's funny that 2 of the 3 finalists were number 2 and 3 on this most strategic, yet
Mhm.
Aubrey is the one to have such a dominant win at the end.
Social game.
Yeah,
We saw Aubrey social game for a good chunk of the season. So
very true.
yeah, and I think even though that she started losing at the end, like I think it was her allies started going out, which was good because those people then were on the jury to vote for her. Okay, well, that's gonna do it here for Survivor Idol Pockets. Pretty fun one here.
It was a fun one, yeah. Thank you, 46, for giving us such a pool of great people for this Brantsteele.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got more stuff along the way. We still got some interviews that we have to put out. We got some fun stuff in the works, and yeah, we hope you all enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next one.
Adios.
Peace.